Hey everyone, so it's day 4 and today I'll be discussing with you about Docker volumes. Okay, so it's a very important topic that you should be aware and why it is required. I will just first clear that thing, the why part. Then we'll move to the practical implementation of this. Okay. So let's now first understand with the very basic thing like why it is required. So, but before that, you need to understand one thing is that whenever you run the Docker containers, right? So these Docker containers are basically the ephemeral. What does it mean? It means ki whatever data you will be having in your Docker container, for example, your logs, your any kind of application data, if your container gets restarted or something, you will lose all your data. Okay, so to solve this issue we have something called the Docker volumes. Okay, so basically Docker volumes, what we use it for, so it is used for the data persistence. Okay, so let's say a very basic example which people mostly give is that related to your databases. Okay, so for example, you are having one container and you are running a Postgres DB into that container, but mostly no one do that thing. Just for the example, I'm just telling you this thing. Okay, so suppose anyone is running a Postgres DB in their container and they have created some 100 tables. Okay, into some schema. What if that container gets restarted? So not restarted, container gets deleted and again new container comes up or something happens. So what will happen again? That particular user need to again create these 100 tables. So that's not a good thing, right? So for that reason, what we can do, we can store whatever data we have in our container, we can store it into some volume. Okay, and then whenever you are creating a new container, you can use that particular volume. So whatever data is present into that volume, those all data can come into the new container. So this is a very basic and classic example to understand the Docker volumes. But if we talk about some real world use cases, so the very first and yeah, like it's mostly if anyone is using still Docker but not Kubernetes, so they may be doing for the logs. Okay, so I will also show you with the example of logs only. For example, we have the Spring Boot application. Okay, so Spring Boot application, if it's generating some logs, so it's running in my container. So when my container gets deleted or restarted, so in that case, I will not have access to this logs, right? So for that reason, what I can do, I can use volume there, right? So we have now two types of volumes. One is called the mounted one. Okay, that means whatever the host you have, for example, the Ubuntu OS in our case, and then your Docker container. So you will be having some paths, for example, logs slash here something home slash iu slash logs. Okay, and in container some path will be like demo slash logs or something. Okay, so what will happen? You can mount this container path to the host path. So whatever will be created into your container, everything will get replicated there also in your host system. So even if your container gets deleted or something happens, your data will be present at this particular path. That is the host path. Okay, so these all things we are going to see the practically how we are going to do. So the very first thing what I'm going to show you is that again I have created one shell script. Okay, so that will basically create a docker not docker file, the Spring Boot application. Okay, so what we can do, already I have this setup.sh, so I will just run it sh setup.sh. Okay, let's clear the screen list and you will see here Spring Boot demo. Okay, so here you will see already one logs directory is here. Okay, but now what I'm going to show you how manually we will be doing and how logs is going to come. Okay, so let's first build this mvn clean install. After that, what we can do, we can then run the application and we will see what's coming into the logs. Okay, so now application build is completed. Let's run this. Okay, so it is running It will just take few seconds. Now in my another terminal, what I will do, I will just do a curl request local host colon 8080 slash hello. Okay, so let me check. So application is up. Let me just hit a request. Okay, hello from Spring Boot I'm seeing, and here also you will see one log message like request received on hello endpoint. If I do just control C and C again into the logs directory here, so you will see application.log like it came, and here you will see the some of the logs. Okay, so even now again I will now I need to make the application up. Okay, so again what will happen, it will create some whatever log is going to get, it will be into that particular file. So now what I'm going to do, already I have this particular Docker file, the same Docker file which we had in our previous class. So same thing I'm going to just do it here also. Okay, let me just first remove this logs, and also I will be removing this target directory as it is not required. Okay, now what I can do, just docker build -t demo dot. Okay, so this will be building a Docker image. So we'll just wait for it. I'll just pause the video till then. Okay, so we have here the image. Okay, let me just clear the screen. Docker images. Okay, so now we just run this application on the port of same 8080 I will be giving now -p8080, and then what I can do, uh, just give the demo latest. So if I do the docker ps, okay, ps -a, why it got exited, we need to check the logs here. Class not found exception. Okay, but why, let me see the docker file. Working there, demo run clean install java -jar. I missed here. Okay, so again we need to build the image, so let's wait. Actually I'm using this totally whole new reason, like again a new server, so that's why this issue is coming up. Okay, Maven install is done. Okay, it's done. Let's do again this one. We will be running the image. Okay, let's do docker ps now. Okay, now the application is running, so we can just again do the docker logs -f. Yeah, so now if I again put some request here, so it's working fine, and I can see here request, and I can just try to log in into the container using this command docker execute -it, and then you have to give the container ID, and then one command obviously sh. So ls if we do, and if I do here logs, so you can see in application.log, okay, tail -f application.log, so these logs is coming up. Again if I just try to hit here, so you'll see one more log, right? So now what I am going to do, so suppose in some situations like I need this particular log. Okay, so in that case I need to mount it, right? So there we have two options. So one option is that let me just add a new slide. Okay, so one option is that like you need to use this command docker run and other things, then -v. Here you need to give some host path colon your container path. So that means whatever data you want to be persistent, and you want to be, it should be present in your host system, then you can just give both paths here. In host path we'll give some path, like now we will create a directory with name logs, that path will give, and container path also we will give some wherever logs are getting created. Okay, so one hyphen v option is there, that is we call as the mounted one. Another one is that we have a separate command to create a volume. So I think docker volume, docker create volume is the command. We'll just do a Google. I'm also not able to recall it. Okay, so let's do it. So यहाँ पे है docker ps. Okay, so right now let it run like this. That's completely fine. What I'm going to do is that I need to check the container path. So how will I check? I will just log in into the container using the same command, that is the docker execute one where I did it. Hmm. So here if I go in logs and do pwd, so we need to give this particular path. Okay, so now what I will do is I will use the same docker run command. And yeah, one more thing what I want to do here, I will be creating at this part, you will see there is no logs. Okay, so just create a one directory and pwd will do, and then I can just go for that docker run command. So instead of 8080, I will be giving here 8081 because 8081 is already being used by another container. So if I do the same, then I will see error like the port is already in use. So hyphen dit, then you have to use the hyphen v. After that, let's give your host path first, that is the home Ubuntu logs. Okay, then you need to give your container paths. Okay, so this will be the path of our container, and yeah, that's it. And if I just hit enter, and if I go docker ps, and if I go here in logs, so you will see application.log has been created. Okay, so even if I do the tail hyphen application.log and try to hit some request from here on the port of 8081, so you will see here receive request on hello endpoint. Okay, and one more thing what you can see here is that even if you log in into the container, okay, so for example this is our container, and just do search, and in the logs path if you create some files dot 123 12344 something something something. Okay, and again if you come back into your host system and try to look, so here you will see okay, I think we created at some different place, is it? Wait, let me check. Or in which container I created, sorry, not podman, docker ps. Yeah, okay, so basically I created into the wrong container, that's why you're not able to see those files. Okay, let's just do this one, search cd logs, let's do now touch 123 something something something. Okay, let's do exit, do l, and you will see all those particular files here. So whatever you are going to do at that particular path, so all things will come into your host system as well. Now at this point of time, what I'm going to do, I'll simply delete this particular container. Okay, so if I just going to delete it, like using docker stop and the container id, after that again docker rm remove. Okay, got it, deleted. So still I have this particular log files present here. Okay, but again in case of this one, we don't have track of this log file anywhere in our host system. So if you delete this container, then obviously you will lose your logs, and yeah, that's it. So this is the one option of creating the, means using the docker volume. The next option is that I will show you now is what you need to do is that you need to create a volume using the docker volume create my log. Okay, so volume has been created. Now if I just do the docker volume list, that is the ls, so you will see my log named volume has been created. And basically here what happens, it basically creates one path into your host system only. Okay, if you just do this command, that is the docker inspect volume my log, I think I'm typing the same yeah, correct command. So you will see at this particular path it will store whatever data you will be storing into your particular volume. Okay, so now how it works, so let's see. Okay, hmm, कहाँ गया? So this is our host. This we created on volume at some path slash var lib. Okay, and this is your suppose same Spring Boot application, and for example you need logs, previous logs as well in your container somehow. Okay, or here you can just think of the database. Okay, so what will happen, we will be using same hyphen v volume, and we are just going to give the name of your volume which you have created, and again same the after colon you have to give the path of your container, like for which particular path you want to store data. Okay, so that is a similar thing we are going to do it. So the first thing which we already did, that is the docker volume create command, and inspect also we saw where the data will be stored. So now let's just run the docker volume command, and then again I will stop that particular volume, and then we can again reconnect to the another container. So what I'm just trying to say is that, so here my volume has been created v1, right? I will create one container c1. I will do some changes in the logs path, and that data will be saved to this v1, right? Again, I will create another container c2. I will attach that to v1 to the c2. So whatever data was present earlier here, it should also be present here at the logs path. Okay. So this is the thing we are going to do. So let's see. Docker ps. Okay. I don't want to do docker ps. I need a docker run command. Let's go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. Yeah. Okay. So here instead of path, I have to give my volume name. So my volume name is my log. Okay. Let's do the docker ps, and here we are. Let me just go, and I want to just do docker execute hyphen it. This method is mostly used for the like databases or Redis or any other kind of platform for which data should be persistent. Okay, so yeah, this is the logs path, and here in application.log you will see nothing right now at this moment. And let me just do one curl request here, 2 3. I will do it. Okay, so all came here. And also let's create one file like 123 I will be creating here. Okay, so if I do just ls, 123 is there. Okay, so now I'm going to just run another container. Okay, and yeah, sorry, I need to run on the different port. Let's do 8082, and if I do the docker ps here, so you will see 8082 is here. Now in the logs path, I have attached the same volume. I should get the same data which was present into our the previous container. So if I do the sh here and go in logs and do ls, so here we have the both the data which are present earlier. Okay, so in this case you can use docker volumes to keep your data like persistent, so that it could be reused again and again. Even if your container dies or something happens to your container, your data will be stay like secure, not secure I will say, but it will be persistent. So that's it for this video now, and I hope we have completed day 4 successfully with practical implementation, theory, and yeah, so many things. So if you liked it, yeah, you can subscribe and share it with your friends. And yeah, that's it for this video. And if you have any question, you can just ask me. And one more thing I will tell you, this script I'm going to add at this particular document. So in the previous video, I've shared the same docs. Now again, I will share you the link and you can find it here at this particular path. Okay, so that's it guys for this video and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.